So you're saying that your mother she was performing motherly duties, but she was not there. She was not present.
Yeah.
To have that bond,
to
know you as Loyiso.
Yeah.
So she was being a mother.
Yeah.
And she was prioritizing your needs and not necessarily your emotional needs.
Yeah.
Do you think that could have affected you, Ngoko? Hi everyone, and welcome to our very first episode. I'm so honored. Thank you so much for being, supportive from the start, from the beginning. It was 2 months of preparations, 2 months of hard work, 2 months of sweat, 2 months of stress. It was good, and we are finally here, and I couldn't be happier. Today, I have a person who I consider a brother. I have a person who I consider such inspiration, not only to my spiritual growth, but in a general aspect of everything that I think a good individual should stand for or should be. He's an activist. He's an entrepreneur. He has done so many things. He has catered to so many people from the same background that he has, and he has that constant drive to constantly want to change other people's lives for the better. And we are here today. I'm so honored. I'm super grateful that he's here and he's starting the journey with us. He's starting the healing movement with us. I have here Loyiso Basso. Lloyd, how are you, my man? I'm good, sir. You good? Are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm not.
Are you a bit nervous though?
No.
Okay. No, man, thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank you so much for being on the theuphillpodcast. It is, like I said, a great honor that you're here. This is a very huge thing for me, and here's why it's a huge thing for me. We grew up with such limitations. And I spoke about this on one of the trials that I did this week. About limitations and moving towards your goal and actually moving above what people consider you as your purpose. And I couldn't be happier to have this conversation with you, because I know from your standing point you are coming from a background of certain to little possibilities. I don't think you've imagined your life to turn out this way from where you are coming from. I would just like you to please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Loyiso before the brand, before aka the Kota King? Before the entire brand came through. I literally just want you to just give us a picture and bring us into your life. Who are you, and what makes you you?
Cool. I'm Loyiso Basso. I was born Kwalanga. And then we moved to Ekailicha about 92 or 91. And I have Oleti and I have Itemayam and Ukhuliso ngumakhulu. I have 2 younger sisters on my mother's side, and I also have a late younger brother on my father's side. Khuliso with very strong women, which is my grandma and my Oleti and my auntie. I was the only guy in that generation at home. It was my mother, his brothers, like Malume Bamo, and cousins. So I was the only guy. Even my cousin, I have a lot of cousin sisters.
Okay.
So I was that boy, Koyo Kaya. So okay.
How was it like growing up in? I know you've mentioned a lot of siblings. I know you've mentioned from your mother's side and your father's side.
Yeah, sure.
How was it being in that position? Because, quick question, was Albako Bechatil?
No.
They weren't married.
Yeah.
So you grew up with your parents being split.
Yeah. I don't know where the connection yabo. Yeah, because I had a very good relationship, because my dad used to come like Emakai. I don't know about but he used to come Emakai. I think I was very young. But I had the memories good. This guy used to come and then used to give me I have good memories, like in Kulengwam, being a young boy, like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years before I went to primary. Because when I started primary, the guy was not there because I think I was about to do grade 2, which is standard B. So I did standard B in Eastern Cape. because umakhulu wahamba nathi with my other sister, and then we stayed in Eastern Cape for a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so we came back. I think I was gonna start standard 1, which is grade 3, and then I grew up in Ngoku. Since then, I never had a relationship with my dad, but I know there was this guy used to come, which is my father, and I never asked the questions, where is this guy? But I always thought, okay, because I always knew, but guy says I was happy. There were days I was like, hey, no, this guy maybe will come.
Yeah.
You understand?
Like that hope that he'll
yeah, but even the conversations as bakona namajita, but Tatam bought me this, Tatam bought me this, and I can't get on. The only memory I had is that this guy usually came. This guy came with this car. This guy came this side. So I thought that one day maybe this guy is gonna come. So yeah.
So you had hope initially, and hope is something that we tend to have as kids. I know you've mentioned that you had a good run from 5 years.
Yeah.
Can you do you have like fond memories of that? What would you say was the greatest highlight from that year or at that age when your father was present at the time? Do you have like one good memory, like something that you remember him by, like the one thing that he used to do on that time?
Okay. I remember we were going to Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
Like Ogwabo. He like there was 2 or 3 guys that were drunk at Texin, and like I was young.
Okay.
And this guy Tamayami beat up Lamachita. Like I saw it Tamayam. Yeah, like no, he was protecting me because they were doing this in where they were drunk, and then my father, he had to protect me by beating up this guy. And the side I saw someone who's a superhero like at that age. Yeah, most I'm a cheater. They always brag about their fathers, about this. So I saw this guy as a Superman, as someone who unprotectileyo to that situation. So there's a memory, and also the memory of going to Robben Island.
So that means that you do have fond memories of your father. I mean, that's a good thing. It's a good thing because not necessarily you remind him or you remember him because of his absence, but you do have, I had a father at some point. He was present, and for that I do honor him. He wasn't the greatest father, but he has, good in him, and that's the thing about humans. We're not perfect, so we do need to actually take more on the positive side than the negative. So thank you for that. And so now we have the picture of your family. I do understand that you've also mentioned your mother. How was your relationship with your mother? Is your mother still around right now?
Yeah.
Okay, and she's being supportive, of course, of where you are currently right now.
Yeah.
And your sister, or is everyone actually being part of the movement that is Loyiso Basso?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. As I said, that I grew up like to this family, which is I'm the only guy at home, and then I'm the oldest at home. I think that's when the passion of cooking comes from.
Okay.
Because I'm the oldest. Like I know izinto. Like I can clean, I can cook, I can do washing, I can do bedding.
You had to step up.
I know all the izinto zasendlini than izinto zosebenza ngomhlakulo. Because I grew up to that environment.
They catered you to that.
Yeah, because there was no father figure. There was no father figure that I can see my father ebethelela ehlakulo okanye senza iyada. I don't know that job. I'm like, I can't even change a lock. The only thing that I know kupheka, kucleana,
is literally taking care of other people.
Yeah, because of the environment that I was in. And growing up to that environment, I knew if we just stratweni. That's why they calling up police because I used to fight for myself, because I know endlini kukho sister bam, kukho oletu, kumakhulu. So even my cousins are girls, so they can't stand up for me. So I have to fight for myself kubantu that are pulling me outside estratweni. So, and growing up to that ukhuliswa ngumama no makhulu, my relationship with oleti, I used to call her ngegama. Because she was like sister mdala. because she was not always at home. She was working at a hotel, so she used to come. So he shifted zakhe.
So you really had to step up and be the father figure for the household.
Not that not kanjalo.
Okay.
Not kanjalo. I don't know. But I'm like I had to stand up for being to being a father. Yeah, but I think I was just being a brother or a son to my mother. So the person who taught me in those names is my granny, because besishare no makhulu while old lady she was. So there was not that relationship that I had with my mom, because the house was crowded. It's me and my siblings and my uncles and her sisters, and you know that
the environment whereby families just try together and support one another.
So
step in.
So I had no that relationship with my that one-on-one with my mother. She would know, okay, I'm a son, she's my mother, she bought me clothes for Christmas, but there's no relationship that we can communicate.
So you're saying that your mother was performing motherly duties, but she was not there, she was not present.
Yeah.
To have that bond,
know
you as Loyiso.
Yeah.
So she was being a mother.
Yeah.
And she was prioritizing your needs and not necessarily your emotional needs.
Yeah.
Do you think that could have affected you, Ngoko?
Not anymore. I started to, because we had a conversation, I think last year. We had with that mother and son conversation, a deep one.
Okay. And
she told me, because of the house was crowded, and she was the only one who was working, so we had to take care of everything. So she had no time for his kids. So that's why because she was not around. If ukona, she's doing house duty, she's buying groceries, she's taking care of abantwana, bo brother bakhe nabo sister bakhe. So she had no time for me, you understand? So many iminyaka edlulileyo benga understand, but I understood why she did not neglect me. You understand? So I neglect. It was the situation that that time. And I went on purpose, because of the situation, you had to take off everything.
No, it's understandable, Lloyd. It's very much understandable, because like I said, circumstances do actually make us have to make difficult choices. Not necessarily the best choices, but because I'm in this situation, I have to do it.
Sure.
Right? And I'm at the point now whereby, I thought growing up was going to be easy.
Yeah.
I always thought to myself, why is that you are in a position of power? You have a house, you have a car, you have means, to make your life the way that it should.
Sure.
But as I grew up now, I'm finding it very hard, because it's not only about materialistic things. It's not about imali.
Yeah.
It's all about the things, your mental background.
Sure.
How are you actually encouraging yourself for that? How are you coping with the mental state? Are you being catered in an environment of quasi to adapt to different things, so that you can overcome certain challenges? And what you're saying, it actually proves that I was actually right in changing that. So from that childhood, how do you now go from childhood, and how do you now go into your teenage years? Because like you said, your father was only around for a certain period of time. Now, can you tell us what was your life like after he was not here, not there for you? I do kind of have a picture of your family life. I really do. So now I'm thinking right now, okay, umama yeko, you're the eldest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're the eldest.
Yeah.
What do you do when you have to go out, and how did you actually take that into teenagehood? Now you're starting to realize,
Sure.
Mom is not always around 100% of the time.
Sure.
And like I said, you have people that look up to you.
Sure.
At some point, did you take that as an advantage or an opportunity to go out and be what other kids do at the time? What was your teenage years like?
growing up, like as I said, like when I was doing my grade standard 4, standard 3, Sakula, I had no questions about my father. But I was around with people, I think all of my, like 90% of my friends, they have umama no tata endlini. And during the conversation, they will always bring the timer.
And mom.
Yeah, and then siyakhula ke ngoku, njengoba sikhula ke ngoku sifunda boma standard 4, singena ku grade 7. That's when ke ngoku the questions started to ask, because ngoku we are getting to another teenage stage. Apha khona ngoku, because while I was still young, you don't care what to wear.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing almost standard 4 to standard 5 in high school, that's when you yes, but no flan Adidas, Nike.
You start to being aware, like you're going about Pamela.
Costa, it's that time of cooking Nike, Adidas, cookie diesel. There's that era of yabo, and all these guys, times on Nigimali, and they always bring their dad in the conversation. And then at home, because of Oleti, she's the only person who's supporting the family. Now she's not able to do that for all of us.
Okay.
You understand? And time was system by 2, they are there. You understand? And then I started to have questions, but no man, where's my dad?
Yeah.
And then I started to ask questions, because I'm gonna defunda grade 5, which was grade 7. Yeah, bo. Then lapo yung questions about my dad, but time I am man, yeah, bo. And then I asked Oleti, she dodged the question. And I asked my granny, and she's the only one to tell me, can you tell me? I
was actually being honest.
She's like a house big in the Mandela Park, which is Mizamo Yetungu. Tata wako usala ngapha ya. No, I need to see this guy. Yeah, bo. Then I made means, because I remember, and that it is Mali, yokwela, for buya zangenayo. But I told myself, but on that day I have to find my father.
When you decided just to take
I think I was 12, because I was doing grade 7, which is standard 5. So I was 12 years. Because now it's a stage again of it's a pressure of being a teenager. You see in Tangazako, like, you know, almost you're like and all these guys.
Like everybody else.
Yeah.
You want to fit in.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's Samima taxi. From a side seat to Weinberg to Hout Bay. And now you're boy mal.
Did he help you?
I was 12 years. Then I went to Hout Bay, look for my father. Then I was Sabanduin. Just know the name. I don't know the complexion of the guy.
You took the taxi?
Yeah.
Like literally, Malakot Kabel.
You don't know about Salap. I'm not Salap. I don't know complexion.
You know the area?
I don't know area. I don't know complexion. I just know the name.
Dude.
And then I went. I think that was the one by train, and I found the guy.
So luckily, you eventually did ask around.
Yeah.
You sent me a picture.
No, I don't know.
You literally described Umchita.
Yeah.
Like, Abanduin.
Yeah.
The Lloyd.
Yeah, well. And then I think that was about timer. Yeah, to my area. Then I went to that area. Like area, man, coke smazio, or like area. And the person about Sakuya, which is my sister, time I am, the third person. And when she saw me, it's like, yo, mdaka putilo. And then we went up Asala Corn, and then this guy was shocked.
And how was that like meeting sister?
Yo, bro, like, it was the great feeling of having that you're gonna, you know, almost when you go back now I can be, conversation. Yeah, time I am, you understand? So that's when I was 12 years. The time I am, the excitement, the joy of having a father, someone that I can call a father. You understand?
No, man, Lloyd, I'm glad that you took that decision, because you made a choice, you made a decision at such a young age. So it just also proves that it doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah.
But if you do have the strength to actually make a decision for you that you know will fulfill you in some way at the time, then take it.
Yeah.
Right? Take it. We need to create a generation whereby we support indanga zonke.
Sure.
Every age, when they want to do something, let us support them, because obviously they are becoming more aware.
Yeah.
And that's what you were.
Yeah.
That was what is happening to you at the time.
Yeah.
You were becoming more aware.
Yeah.
And as soon as you started to be more aware, questions started to grow.
Yeah.
And you wanted answers.
Yeah.
And I hope you got the answers that you need.
Yeah, and I'm fumana, but I never asked the question about why
Yeah.
like disconnection yenzeka phi kanjani. I think we had that conversation last year, and then he told me what happened.
Okay.
And no one has ever told me. Nama never asked, but through the conversation that we had, and then he started to tell me what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. And I started to know, okay, the guy he did not abandon me.
Yeah.
It was the situation. What was?
You may have got that.
Yeah. So, finding this guy, I was 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And December, I went to him on a holiday. So I stayed there until late January.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to come back. Bile Kailicha. When I came to Kailicha, ndifike isikolo sezivulwa. Andikasifumana isikolo because ngigqibile mase grade 7. Now I have to start grade 8. So I had to go to my primary to get a transfer. So I need to take myself because now I don't know if my mom was mad at me or what's going on, but she was like, you uhleli pha now, uyazi bafuna ukufundile wara. Hayi kuzozibona.
Was she acting out? Do you think some be act out?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, well?
Do you think was she mad at the fact that udibene naye, or was she mad at the fact that you took that decision on your own without her consent?
I think so.
The consent part.
Yeah, I think so because there was a time that because another this woman is called almost grade 8 because zonke isikolo zasigcwele uRxoli igcwele bulumko zonke isikolo zasigcwele. Yeah, but for like grade 8.
Yeah.
So when I went back to Outbin, they was like, okay, you're gonna study in Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
Then when I came and tell my mom I'm gonna study, and then she was fuming. Yeah. Well, so I came back to Kailicha looking for school, bro. Like wearing the same uniform that I was wearing in Omsa. Going to all these places at 13 years old. Going to all these places, those Kangalele scale. Wearing the same uniform.
We all let you get like
yeah, like yeah, understand.
What like those funnels call like you're gonna go out and look for your own school.
So sama ke zonke zilanduka ezindawo uxolo bolumko all this
dude.
Chomzam zonke masikhula sonke primary to high school all of them bayafunda. So ndiya ke ngoku kwindaba yeba ndangena njani ke ngoku to that dark space.
Hole.
Yeah. You understand?
So
all of my friends, they are in school, and I'm the only guy who's 13 years old, was estratweni, and the only person who was estratweni, galamachita amoshayo alapikas.
Okay.
That's when I was exposed to drugs, to gun. Galopati gun 14 to 13 years. Upatimela. So I'm now being exposed to this kind of life at that age because I had to. Because after yonke la nto ngafumana isikolo, ndafumana isikolo kwenye indawo kuthiwa isikolo kuthiwa iqhamani ngoku. So ndafumana isikolo phaa. So sasingena emini. Yeah, wesa sikolo. Sasithoka uplatoon, I don't know. Sasingena emini. So you imagine uyasigela itshomi zakho ziyabuya sigela.
So I called a pleasure.
Yeah, so even during that, because I was that's fumana ne.
Okay.
But young with the stationery part, the uniform and all of that, it's another struggle.
So it was literally just like a challenge after challenge.
Yeah, so that's why like I don't have a good memory about this girl. I don't have a good memory. I don't have if you can talk about classmates, I don't have that conversation.
Now,
so since primary to I don't have a good memory about this girl.
The Lloyd, you had to go, you had to actually look for Liskolo Nkwako.
Yeah.
You had to take that time.
Yeah.
Right? You had to take that time off. And that resulted you being exposed.
Because now, and it's from isikolo, and this school nifunda ukuthi singene emini, and I don't have stationery because this school is sando qala, so government akakasilanduki. So I have to find myself incwadi, I have to find myself into zobhala, I have to find myself stationery grand.
So eventually you wanted to belong. Is that the whole thing? I mean, Yungumdana at that time, obviously you do want to belong. You want to feel welcome somewhere. So it didn't matter at the time if Mrs. Skolo. Like now I'm just thinking in a child's point of view. Okay, you can't go to school.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the situation that you are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still have that zeal. You still have that need. But I have to have a place whereby I can be myself and go home. So, did you have that? Speaking or going back to the Lenibutete, about that's where you know gotten exposed. Party at such a young age. Now, did you feel welcomed upon it? Did you feel some sort of comfort?
Yeah.
You know, at that. When did now the mind start to change?
Sure.
Okay, so we have the picture now. Scholars for men, but you're not really happy there because you're still not getting what you think is, you know, with the friends and stuff. You're not there.
Sure.
Now, you had to move towards something that will make you feel comfortable. You had to move towards something that will keep you, you know, happy in whatever way. And Uchile, you got that. How did that affect your life? How did that change you completely? How did that change your life back home? How did that change your mindset? I mean, I was and not, you know, also kulile.
Yeah.
For Palma 16 so, and then you in that space of gangsterism, you in that space of drugs, you still in that space of I'm kind of being my own person right now. You know, how did that actually affect you when as because now you're getting a sense of power.
Yeah.
Going to that space, did it actually trigger a different person out of you? A completely different person from the person that you're talking about, from your father being present and you looking for school because you initially wanted a scholar to possibly better your life.
Yeah.
How did that go into that space actually just change you completely different?
Bruh, there's so much, there's so much, bruh, that has happened. There's at that time, that time I was seeking attention.
Yeah.
Because there was no, like there's no one in my family that can raise their hand and say, I did this for you. You understand? So there was no, like you understand, at that time. And the only attention that I was getting was outside. So outside, I got a time outside. A time against I got a brother outside against and I get to have Osisa Badala who are dating as Meg, as Osista Bam. You understand? So life for ngaphandle was more more than life like was in. You understand? Because everything when they told her outside. You understand? I used to wash motos alamachita. I used to go and buy substance because now was a thing. So I started to know him agent. And I started there's a nickname so from that age I was Namachita, they will get the stock and then they will give it to me to sell some of because when I think size of school. So I'm gonna sell as nani. Inchi, ingochi, intsango, like you name them. Iswazi, umtareze, not this song skang, but intsango nje ela xesha. You understand? So I started to sell those indo for surviving. Like I was doing that crime. What I was doing not because the Pumaki Kail Nendo Yonge. I was doing that for survival. Because during that time of me dropping out a scale, I was cut off in those needs. Because now I'm the old and mdala, so I have to find Nandis Fumanele Imbasha, Nezindos or Tambis and all of that. So that time it was for surviving, for me to get Ilanduka. So I had to, and also I started to be the influence now to my peers. Yeah, because now I'm the one who strato than Amachita. So I started to influence. Now I started to being some kind of a leader. Because I'm the one who's introducing Amachita to this kind of life. Life for Chaya, or life for Gan, or life for Mel, life for Ropa, or life for Okuba, all that thing. You understand? So I was kind of a leader now. Yeah, so even if nobody, like, I was seeking for attention. I wanted to be there, to be the boss. Yeah, I wanted people to notice me because I was not getting that at home. So everything that I was doing, even this party, I would start a fight out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Even Saskela, I started to realize ngokuthi even as girl at primary I was a bully because I wanted people to notice me. If I'm in a place and no one notice me, I'm gonna start a fight. No bandiphi.
Did that come from a sense of power? Like was about like I have to bar.
I think kufuna uvela.
Okay.
Yabo, kufuna notice.
Yeah.
But I'm here, ndinothise ndilapha. Yabo, ubani ndifikile makucaci ubani. Yeah, I was not being a boss like ordering people not to do the thing. Umzekelo if we say uye side B and then side B waqhwatywa. I'm going to take that as my fight. I'm going to take that as
your own fight.
As my own fight.
Okay.
When figure side B, sicaci ba okay.
Yeah,
well, so that's why even it goes to like start figure guys funa mina cha even those banins. Because I was always the one who was taking all the fight.
So the Lord, now, when did you get to a point whereby this is becoming too heavy for me?
Yeah.
This is becoming too hostile. No, I'm actually creating a space of mental cage.
Sure.
Because in Ngogo, you have this new identity. Sure. You know, the Lloyd.
Yeah.
You're known, but you're not known for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know, do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, you know, you have initially, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, at that time, I think you had what you initially yearned for especially needs.
Yeah.
Over the longest of time. And like you said, Mamako was there, but not really there. The Darko was there for a certain time, but then you also lost connection.
Yeah.
So I could see why that could fuel you, you know, being in that space. I could see that, you know. So my question that I'm trying to ask, or the question I'm trying to get at, because I feel like we're talking a lot about of choices. I feel that's our main thing here. A lot of choices and circumstances and how that ultimately makes us have a decision, you know, whether it's a negative thing, whether it's a positive thing. When did you get to a point where by exhale, like, nah, I can't do this, you know, I can't carry on moving on like this. I can't carry on living this lifestyle because it really either if I'm not gonna die, I'm gonna end up in jail.
Yeah.
If I'm not gonna end up in jail, I'm probably gonna disappear and nobody's gonna know about what happened. When did you get to that moment of, you know what, I gotta do better.
Sure.
I have to change. I can't necessarily depend and
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
How was it? Was it difficult getting to that point of choice whereby I want to change? What did it take for you to get to that point of change? You know what? I want to change my life for the better.
Sure. During now, Loyiso is like, I'll take that. Okay, Loyiso be primary. Now, from being a primary, Loyiso in a high school, on a crime like
scale
university.
Yeah.
Yeah, bo. From a primary, a high school. Yeah, bo. Club in Imbovane mos Tengsela Mahrutman. Goku nam goku ndias Tengsela. Now I'm start depending Mahrutman to get a gun. Yeah, understand I can have my own. Then from there going to prison for shooting someone, and then from there you are being graduating from being a like high school to a university. Went back to prison, not changed. Going back there because when you get back there of that thing, okay, now I get the certificate. Now they know me. I was
actually about to ask that. It was almost about like, is that what happens?
Yeah.
Like inside like the jail and stuff. Do they actually, like when you get back, you get some sort of
because
certificate, like a stick about, okay, welcome back.
And like people, they knew good, okay, these guys babanjiwe.
Okay.
And then we went to Paulsmo. We stayed there for Ishana.
Yeah.
Then when we come back, we knew almost about, okay, they know us now. And Napagati, they know us. So ubuya unalando, because when you commit crime, you are so afraid to get arrested. Then when you get arrested and getting a place, you are not afraid to go back because you know you're not gonna be bullied. You're gonna be because they know now. Now you have a name. It's like having a career, being an underground artist, and now you are being known. So you have a name now. So you have that thing. Okay, They know me. I don't have to introduce myself. You understand? So it's up to you that when you are there, you want to be a better person or do you want to be a bad person. But on my case, prison zange change. I went back, and now having the connection now. You understand? Because now I have friends in Side B, in New Cross, in Nyanga, people that I met ngapagati. Now I can have a couple, okay, I'm having 9mm, bullets and 9mm, so Fumana when tell I'm having 38, around 38, so Fumana. Like having that that relationship. So kwabanye ba change, but kwabanye I ba change. Yeah.
So
ukuya kumbuzo wako. So graduated from there, and then I wanted to take isigqibo of changing indlela zami, but it was difficult because you're gonna lose what you have. It's like saying to Black Coffee, makaye kuba ngu-DJ. Ayo decision onuyithatha leyo, because this person is already has a name. You understand? So now abantu they know uGcombi, uBragip, uZombi, Mgoli ngwangoko. You understand? They know this person also balilo. So for me ndithi okay ndiyayeka oqala ngizocisha, because every day I had to carry something apha kum. Andikwazi ulala ekhaya for iveki, 2 days or 1 day ekhaya. So now I'm putting my family in danger because now igorani say escalated, because xa sasiqala leqala ngezi10 asahlabana ngoku sekukho negani ngaphakathi ekudutyolwana. So my family ngoku is a danger. Even my younger sister usemva kwama akwazi yakwenye ikasi because yaziwe ngwasekhaya. Yeah, so I'm putting my family in danger. You understand? And now I don't have a freedom because ndiphelele only ula section. I can't go to mall. Ndingayikhweli public transport, i-train. Ndingayikhweli bus. The only public transport ndingayikhwela i-taxi, which is safer.
So you were literally like restricted?
Yeah, not too, because ndine-ghost ezininzi. Ezinye ndazazi, ezinye ndizazi. So bendiba safe only xa ndisegazi. So I can't go to other sections. Harare, Side B, Makaza, Harare, I think Makaza no been grand. Koma Harare, I can't go there. You understand? So it was not an easy decision to say, okay, no, I want to. I had that thought of living that life. There were incidents. Apha konba no apha kumela ndifile bezisenzeka. There were incidents like a close range shooting. There were incidents, and kwenzeka maybe some of my friends died in that incident. You understand? There are so many things or so many incidents ebendisinda kuzo. So always after the incident, ingqondo beziboyiba kuzophela so. But I really want to lose, because if I lose this thing, I'm losing the power. I'm losing igama. Because no
that you've made for yourself.
Yeah, uzozidalela umuntu. Yeah, so I had that thought, and also if the people now that I'm mentoring, that are my sons in the game. Yeah, you understand? If these people that I am a leader or I'm a boss to them, that I'm by influencing babantu, baqalise uchaya, baqalise umosha babantu. So they look up to me.
So also understand about uye kanjani kodwa ngona usifake like
you understand? So xa iqhotyiwe phaa ubani ki section ethile will come and tell me yendiqhotyiwe endaweni ethile, then I'll go and fight for that person. You understand? So I always have that thought ukuthi I'm gonna live this life.
Yeah.
But to survive anjani, because this is the only life that I know.
That you know.
Akekho omnye life endimaziyo apart this one. I don't have isikele apha khona ngayofuna umsebenzi. The only way that ndikwazi ukwenza imali kumosha. So I always had that thought yokuthi I need to change my ways.
How long, Lloyd, were you there? Like in that space of
from 13 years to 18 years. So it's like 5 years to 6 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And Zanyo, I mean, have you made instances whereby close to death? Or?
Yeah, many times, bro. Many times.
And that wasn't enough for you to stop right there and then?
Hence, after the incident, the thought will come.
But you have to.
You have to lay it down. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And then the decision that I took, because I went to initial school in 2007. And now, and ndabuya ekubuyeni kwami, and then I had friends now that because I think I was the only person amajiteni obolukayo qala.
Okay.
So now there's that thing, but agqiba uluka funeka nguhlale namakhwenkwe, yabo. So I started to chill with amabhuteri nontanga sibam. So the conversation now namajita, i-conversation yethu ngonamajita ayifana leya, yabo.
Yeah.
So ukuba away from amajiteni, it also gives me isikhathi to take decision njengokuba no, man, this is
your way, Amlin.
yeah, this is I think
it's not what I want to do going forward.
Bo. So it decisions ke ngoku zafika up. That's when I was invited to church. Bo. I think and did not 3 to 4 months.
Umanye mani khona ntala dipha ixabe.
Kuvuyisile khona umjito kuthiwa uvuyisile Maseko.
Umaseko.
Kunyana kamama Maseko
side.
Yeah, kunyana kamama Maseko.
Angela mfana lo bene threats.
Nah.
Bana bedlala i-keyboard.
Sengutata akhe.
Oh, ntatakhe lo.
Yeah.
So benonyana nomtshitha.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So so he's the guy who invited me to church. I think that's by 10 of Machita, and then we went to church, first service, second service. And the atmosphere that I get there, or the feeling or the environment that, because that's the only life that I know was a Stratwin. I don't know life as a and the picture or the thought that I have about church in the Yabandu, like a bar, man. Yeah. Then like you get that hug, Joe, like from the usher. You know, it's something that I don't get because no one because I'm doing this thing.
Like
abakafika wapsi. Yabo abakafika come since Tabisa spirit about the old members. So it's them we ushers that time. So getting that treatment of getting a hug, up, and then after church you get that things like, hey, like I feel something, man.
You feel welcome. Yeah. Like you feel like not you can, you know.
Yeah, because outside, it's people like when I appear, people will hide their things. People will.
Like my leg.
Yeah. But then this side, these people are welcoming. These people, they love me without doing anything because I'm actually that they love me because I can do izinto for them.
Yeah.
You understand?
And not necessarily for the person that you are.
Yeah.
No.
So if I don't perform, and then.
Bloodline.
Yeah, you understand? So this side, I don't have to perform to be accepted. Yeah, but that's when, so during that time of me going to church, and that's when the thoughts and the decisions that I had to take, because now, as I keep on going to church, I found that, because the time when I was selling in those benithengisa cigarette, ndithengisa insango, ndithengisa ipilisi, ndithengisa ibhiya, i-takeaway. Now this thing is up is contradicting with what I was doing. And already that time now kasaphangeli already. Yeah, well? So now
it's the battle of the masses and all. You want to do good, but then already
so survive anjani?
How will we survive? It's not like so we're saying, you know, the need we're up in Gonzweni.
Yeah,
church is not a it's not a charity case.
Yeah.
Where we do things out of goodness, but it's not out of time.
Sure.
Okay. So the Lord, I do understand that you have a very, very I wouldn't say it's special. I would say you've had a background of I feel like what we go through as black young men, particularly Tina Barmamnyama.
Sure.
It's something that we get accustomed to, and Nagovan from childhood to budaleni, and you getting to the point of taking that decision and getting to the point of of you now your characters are called battling within you. You want to do good, but nansemeko elap.
Yeah.
I know you finally took that decision to accept Christ.
Yeah.
And I know that you're in a space of your identity is coming from Christ.
Yeah.
It's not, it's no longer from what other people's perspective is of you. That is not your source anymore.
Yeah.
And you've said something very important. You said you didn't have to perform to be accepted.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
And I love that because in Yaniki, a lot of people, we do perform to be accepted.
Yeah.
We tend to change ourselves just to be welcomed within any community.
Sure.
And I'm glad that you've overcome all of those things. I'm glad that you're in a space of, you can actually, testify.
Yeah.
But I've been there.
Yeah.
But I made a choice.
Yeah.
I took a decision.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but I took a decision. Now, the cooking thing, you mentioned the cooking part.
Yeah, sure.
I know you mentioned, but since growing up, you were the elder son, so you were like taught to cook, you were taught to clean.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's your passion.
Sure.
That's where your passion stems from. And
Yeah.
that's how Mgoli started.
Yeah.
But Mgoli didn't start with the God.
Sure.
I remember you cooking.
Yeah. Pap chakalaka.
Chakalaka,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to come back home and tell my mom,
Yeah.
mama. And as I'm cheating, Lloyd, put it on the beginning, like
Yeah.
EP, like I used to come back.
Yeah.
I'd be like, but I would question every time. I
Yeah.
mean, does the dude really want to go into this profession? I didn't see you cooking, Lloyd. Honestly, I didn't.
Yeah.
So you got better.
Sure.
You got better. I know like Mama Tomela. You were in company of Abana Mapeka that actually like helped you with your skill. When did you decide, you know what, I'll take this business and I'll run with it? Was now Kumbula even when I wings used to sell wings.
Wings, yeah.
Yeah. And like you were still even.
Yeah.
At the time. You were
Yeah, sure.
You know, and it's just amazing how we start off in the most humbling ways.
Yeah.
And see and if someone were to know you back then and meet you right now, that person that you always cannot be the same.
Sure.
But I feel like Pigisa.
Yeah.
No, that just shows how much you've grown within that space.
Sure.
So Mgoli, how did that come about? Upingoku, how is it coping? And obviously, where do you want it to go?
Okay, sure. To cut the long story short, Mgoli uqale in 2017. So the idea of Mgoli started, the dream or being pregnant of this dream or conceiving this idea or this goal. I got in 2016. That time I was not working. In 2015 I was working in Wynberg Park. 4 months contract yaphela, and then I was sebenza trolley. So I was working at Cape Gate and ngqokela itrolleys aka Pick n Pay ndizibuyisele shop. And then yadlulela xesha, and then 2015 I was not working. 2016 I'm not working, and I have this passion of cooking because I started to cook for Alpha, birthdays, or Sia, or Lanzella, or Taviki Brotherhood. I started to cook birthdays. Started to cook. I was like, no man, okay, let me do this as a business. Next year I'm gonna charge these guys. But I wanted something, man. I have this thing of having a restaurant, a casa restaurant. A things which I was a casa. And the idea again that I saw this picture again. Then 2016 I went to shops to check, to do a quotation of the things that I want. And then when I saw imali, I was like, no, this is not possible. It's not. I know kwenzeka. The way, but the push man, and then. Ukusondela ku 2017, then I started to do piece jobs. Remember asking Mama Muqave to paint the house, to get imali, to buy equipment. All the piece jobs, some moto home to clean yard, all the piece jobs that you can name or think of. I was doing that to get the capital, because I don't have a scale, so bala. Proposal or any business plan that I can go to government and get. So I have to do the piece job to get imali to buy the equipment. So the first thing that I bought was a gas stove. And then I started to do papa and chakalaka. Fail. I tried to motion no pants. I
mean, it was known. Wow. Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ndayibetha yafeyila, did umleqwa nestemperate zafeyila, did amagwinya afeyila, and then 2018 December, that's when I found Kota.
The God.
Because now I wanted, because when it's taking weekends zona, so I wanted to do something that I can sell every day. But I wanted to do something that is different, because Kota is dominating at the pen and Joburg. So Cape Town is not known. So I came with the idea of doing Kota. That's when the brand Kota King or Mgoli started to flourish. Because for 2017 until 2018, I was something, I was flying back rank and influence. Then since 2017, I think I've been running for 8 years. Mgoli.
Yeah,
so there's so much.
I saw you post.
Yeah, so there's so much that we have done as Mgoli. Mgoli une event anayo, kuthiwa Kota Day. So we have Kota Day, event Kota Day. So it started in 2019. So I think I had 3 events. Sending us Kota Day. It's an event for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and that was a successful one.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah, you were there. So there's
there.
A picture of you holding Kota.
Yeah, you know that you're trying to love picture.
Yeah.
It was literally everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember asking my friend to actually take it down.
Yeah.
Because in the background there was like booze and, and smoke. And that time I was conscious, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I want to clean shit. If my mom sees this, but yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was a good experience.
So I'm doing that, and through that, we get to meet as entrepreneurs, to help each other, to network, sikhulisane as entrepreneurs, to share the economy within the community. I also go to kindawo ezifana ne-Busasa and kindawo ezifana ne-rehabs to go and encourage amajita, and also there's a organization can sponsor wheelchairs for elderly people and one about disabled. I think in 2020 and in 2022. So I give maybe 5 to 6 wheelchairs to all Makolo, and other like disabled. So there's so much that I'm doing
already
in the community. Doing public speaking, eskolweni, in other youth organizations.
Like you're giving back. So Lloyd, now we have the movement, you have Mgoli. I feel like you found your purpose, you find Christ, you found a lot of things that actually make you happy. Where do you want to see your business going? I mean, the next 5 years.
Sure.
Where would you like to see it?
To expand, to have many branches around Khayelitsha, around Cape Town, whereby I'll be able to train more young people and bandabacha, and also to provide imisebenzi, because we have a youth that is not working. I think it's 46 or 47% of youth is not working. So by in the next 5 years, I think I can cut the percentage, maybe 3% or 5%, the percentage unemployment rate, through Mgoli. So I believe in the next 5 years I'll be able to hire maybe 100 people, through Mgoli.
La continue yako Lloyd, isamba kahle do you have actually made plans to?
It's still something that I'm pushing, bruh. It's still something
that was been years.
I think it's been 2022, 2021, then 2022. There was so much that was happening.
What's the bigger pillar contain?
Around Emakaya.
Ne?
Yeah.
And I know that you're already buying equipment as well.
Yeah.
New equipment.
Yeah. So that, because I have a guest now, so when there's load shedding, I can
also use.
Yeah.
No,
so,
man. I'm very happy, and the only reason why I'm happy, and more than happy, I'm more than what it was. Right? Because I had the intention, or I initially believed that you can't blame circumstances. But I feel like that was coming from a privileged mindset. I haven't experienced what you've experienced.
Sure.
I haven't gone through what you've gone through. So it's easy for me to just say,
sure,
you can't just, walk out, make a decision and just try to better your life. But from everything that you've talked on, and like I said, we've talked a lot about choices. I've initially just gotten the understanding that some circumstances can play a role.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you, obviously, that you want to, to better your life in a completely different manner. So thank you for actually just showcasing that.
Yeah.
Where circumstances do play a role, circumstances do help in. And we shouldn't overlook that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't overlook. Let's rather stop looking at the person and say, okay, what can we do to stop children going forward to grow up in those circumstances instead of us just saying, everything from anything, distracting. We need to actually keep everyone from that. What would you say, would be the best thing for the youth going forward? What would you initially advise them in terms of, if you are in this position, what exactly do you tend to, can you do to avoid certain things?
Okay. My message to youth. I was so privileged to get out. Banyabanda babuyanga.
Yeah.
So avoid indawo or situations that will make you if you want to stay away from drugs, bro. Let me not stay away from drugs. Stay away from izinto that like find what you want to do, know who you are, and accept yourself, accept your situation. Because remember, I wanted to be like my friends because they are wearing certain brands, but backgrounds are not the same. You understand? So it was me not accepting the situation. So accept yourself, accept at the end of that you can have, because if you don't accept that, you're gonna go out, you're a robber because you want certain things. You understand? We see our younger brothers being killed at 13 to 15 years by a robber. But because they want these brands, they want that life. You understand? And now the message that I can say to a youth is that you have the potential. There's something that is put by God in you. That can make you great. There's a hidden power inside you that can make you a great person. That can make you to make history. That can make you to be a pioneer. That can make you to do that no one has ever done in the world. You can be the next Mark Zuckerberg. You can be the next Elon Musk. There's something inside you to a potential, and that thing it was put by God. But because so
you have to activate
you have something that is inside you that can make you great. So find that thing, and we sebenzis izokusebenzela.
Now the Lloyd
and we sebenzis izokusebenzela.
Now the Lloyd net, like we are about to close up, but just I know you talked about entrepreneur, and I've also stated this when I was preparing this episode, and I was thinking, about Ninzi, we have the idea, we want to do great things, we want to go out of the box, but sometimes we just have ideas.
Sure.
We don't have the resources, we don't have the support, and sometimes that is something that can possibly kill a lot of people's dreams. I mean, we have upcoming producers, we have upcoming singers, we have upcoming, a lot of things within the creative space. Now, when as an entrepreneur, I know that you started from an idea, but what would you say, or how would you phrase it to someone who has this idea right now?
Sure.
Who wants to start this new business, but he can't do it because I don't have the support, I don't have the resources. What would you say would be the best decision, or what would be the next step after an idea to start a business?
Okay. Everyone has an idea, as you said, but with abantu they lack la week to courage. A plug ngokuwelong jasekase, you need to take that step. The reason there's a story the reason we make a story is to show umjito drugs okanye umjito wakho abanjwa umjito wakho into to see about this person wakho wakla situation and that person will change so that person can change. If you have an idea, you don't have resources, there's someone owakhe onento ngoku ekuthiwa kwaMgoli who started out of nothing. You understand? So if you don't have the resources, Joe. Like find ways. Like there's a statement that I love to say. Start where you are. Use what you have. And do what you can. As you guys, like, you're starting. You understand? So start where you are.
Definitely.
Don't think about of you going to mall, of having it in our mall. If some queen, start there. If you flat, start. I'm using my back room to run my business. I'm still at home. So start where you are and use what you have. I had only one stove C1, no brain stand A1, but now I have all the equipment that I wanted that time. You understand? So you just start where you are and do what you can. And use what you have. Enye will find you.
Now, Lloyd, thank you so much for honoring, the invitation and actually being the first, guest to Pioneer. We're gonna learn a lot from this episode. Not only mentally, not only physically, not only emotionally, but we will learn a lot going forward. Things that will actually trigger not only the success of this podcast, but possibly, like I said, the healing, from the possible listeners. I've stated when I started this journey that this podcast is not about necessarily, putting, attention on the person that brought up the podcast. The main focus here is to actually bring people to their full potential and possibly going back to who they were from the start. And that's where the uphill came from. Now, closing off, would you think that you have reached the top of your hill, or do you think that you're still climbing, or you're still going up the road to actually reach your uphill?
I'm still climbing.
You're still climbing?
I'm still climbing.
And do you think how long will that take?
I don't
do you
know.
think is there a time limit?
No.
To success?
No. Success is a journey. Or it's a destiny. It's a it's not like usuka up here down. Because even if you get on the top, you still want to climb to be at the top. So I'm still climbing.
Thank you so much, Lloyd, for being here. I really appreciate it. Now, you guys, thank you so much for listening and thank you so much for watching. But this was the time that we had on the Uphill Podcast. And thank you so much. Subscribe, please, guys, for more content. If you do need more information on the Uphill Podcast, please go to our Instagram pages, go to our Facebook, go to TikTok. We are present everywhere, and possibly please leave comments down there. What would you like seeing being done differently? What would who would you like to be or have on the podcast? All the information, we'll take it. And thank you for the support and thank you for listening. Thank you, guys. Shots.